So I want to do a 24-hour spooky Christmas theme vlog. I have 3 Christmas-based thrillers available to me to read between my Kobo and my Kindle. And I want to spend this weekend reading for 24 hours and just trying to get into the Christmas spirit. So I'm going to go over what books I have to read, and then we'll hop into attempting to film me reading them. This is my bed. This is Hemingway, my frog, and he's going to hang out with us while we do it. So let's get started. Okay, so the book choices are, just grab my handy dandy iPad. Just kidding, it's dead. Welcome to my life. The fact that my Kobo and my Kindle are always alive is a testament to how much I enjoy them. Because when I tell you that a electronic device I own will not have a battery life, you could fucking set your watch by it at this point. Alright, so we'll go over to our Libby, because that's where we have all our books, and we'll see what we have available. So first up, we have The Christmas Lights Killer by R. Barry Flowers. It's a Harlequin intrigue. Mary Higgins Clark and Carol Higgins Clark deck the halls. Yeah, I didn't want to get too many, so we have those 3. We're set. Let's read. Alright, so we are going to start with the digital Christmas book I have. I think we're going to start with The Christmas Lights Killer by R. Barry Flowers on the Kindle. And then, because there are a few books that I have from the library that I can't read on the Kindle, but I can read it on the Kobo. So we're going to put Christmas Lights Killer on the Kindle. We're going to put Deck the Halls on the Kobo. Dang, it just zoomed right into the reading. Maybe I wanted to see the cover. Jeez. And we'll do The Christmas Lights Killer on the Kindle. Christmas Lights Killer by R. Barry Flowers. Now, do I remember what this is about? Absolutely not. It's part of the Lindleys of Law Enforcement book series. I'm trying to see if they have a little about this book for me. This is book 2 of 6. Why do I do this to myself? But I don't think they're all holiday inspired, so we'll just be stuck with this one. It says, home for the holidays and on the trail of a killer. After his missing niece turns up dead, State Trooper Hamilton McCade joins the hunt for her murderer. Working the case with Detective Annette Lindley, they quickly discover there's a serial killer in their town. With Christmas just around the corner and the attraction between them heating up, Annette becomes a target. But Hamilton won't let this monster hurt another woman he loves. From Harlequin intrigue, seek thrills, solve crimes, justice served. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with this. Jeez, no wonder it zoomed in. Okay. Prologue. His seemed like a friendly enough face. She could maybe even call it handsome. The eyes were crystal blue and a good fit above a Greek nose and a slightly crooked mouth. His triangular face had a square jawline and a dark chin-strap beard. Dark brown or black hair was in a messy, tapered style that seemed to suit him. Like her, he was casually dressed for winter weather in early December, wearing a blue hooded parka jacket, tech jeans, black leather gloves, and brown steel-toe boots. The fact that he just happened along in his black Ford Bronco Sport Big Bend, oh my god, didn't faze her. How could he have known that her own red Honda Insight would just conk out on the side of the road, leaving her few options, given that she didn't seem to have a signal on her cell phone? So when he offered her a ride to the nearest service station, Jo Beth Sorensen threw caution to the wind and accepted graciously. The fact that it was Christmas time and most people in the town of Carroll Creek, Indiana seemed festive and in the holiday spirit gave her further reason for believing that accepting a ride from a total stranger would bring her no harm. After getting into the front seat and buckling up, JoBeth grinned at the man who never identified himself but offered her a generous, toothy smile. He was playing some Christmas music, which again made it seem like he was anything but a Grinch out to ruin her holiday. She wished the same were true for her ex-boyfriend, Aaron Heathcote. They'd broken up 2 weeks ago after he confessed to cheating on her, validating what she had suspected for a while but chosen to ignore it till she couldn't any longer. Being single again right before Christmas wasn't exactly her idea of jingle bells ringing, but she supposed it was better that she knew the truth before the new year, giving her the opportunity for a fresh start as a suddenly available high school English teacher. It's so cheesy. Let's hop in. Dang. Well, that's it to JoBeth. Chapter 1. So the love interest is the younger brother. So maybe they'll be closer in age than most love interests. Usually the guy is older. Our detective, Annette, was given up for adoption. Oh, dang. So the love interest's niece is missing. Only been missing for 16 hours. And normally that wouldn't be enough time, but she was actually actively texting her mother that somebody was following her when she went missing. Oh, it's getting good. And we're 6% in, 16 pages. We are zooming. Rita never showed up. Do you have a photo of Juliet? Maureen nodded. She pulled it up on her cell phone and showed Annette. It was taken last week in our living room. Annette studied the missing young woman. She was biracial, like her, and pretty with brown eyes and long, wavy brunette hair with side-swept bangs. Okay. Like, why do we need to know that? Oh my god. Annette made eye contact with the detective warily. She could almost read his mind. Both victims of the Christmas lights killer had been missing, at least briefly, till their bodies were discovered. Would this case of a missing young woman also end tragically? Dun dun dun. Oh Lord. The love interest is a state trooper. Excuse me. A senior state trooper. You ever be under too many blankets? So you gotta put a foot out so you can regulate. Oh, it's a cat. It's a Momo-chan. Momo-chan is back here. Hi, Mo. He's enjoying the sun. Hamilton walked to the brick building, ignoring the cold air hitting him in the face like a slap. The moment he stepped inside, he spotted an attractive and slender biracial woman in her 30s with pretty brownish-green eyes, a dainty nose, a nice full mouth, all on a high-cheeked oval face. Do I need to start a counter? That's the second time and not even a new chapter that they've mentioned biracial as a descriptor. She's about 5'7", a perfect height to his own size. Ew. 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 It's just the way that he, like, talks about her. He's not interested in what she's interested in. He doesn't want to know, like, what makes her tick. He's just like, he couldn't help but wonder if she was married. Was she dating? Did she have children? Or was she single, childless, and available like him? It's just, it's like he went to a butcher and was like, all right, I want this, this, and this, and my cut of meat. Like, it's not romantic. We're 2 chapters in. Oh, God. 28 minutes into our 24-hour readathon. Jesus. Hamilton was admittedly impressed that the detectives seemed to have all the bases covered and giving them their best shot at locating Juliet. Why? Why are you impressed? Because she's a woman detective? Would you have been impressed if her detective partner, Will, had this all set up? Like, it's just giving not feminist. It's just giving a man, and I don't like it. Ew! All she did was shake your hand. Shaking it, Hamilton noticed how soft her skin felt against his. He couldn't help but imagine that the softness was likely present from her face down to her feet, and everywhere in between. Obviously, you said from her face to her feet. The thought caused a stir in him. He released her surprisingly firm grip and showed himself out. Even as he walked away, he sensed her watching him. Gag! Gag! Oh my goodness, this bed is full of cats. Basil down here, Momo up this way. The only place my foot is safe is right in the middle. How many times can they tell me that she's not in the holiday spirit because there's a serial killer on the loose in the last 3 pages? If we made this a drinking game, I'm not even on chapter 3. If I drank every time I saw serial killer or Christmas spirit, I would be plastered. 32 pages in, I'd be plastered. And not just because I don't drink. Okay, but if there's anything I can to do help, just ask. Well, I thought I was like going nuts because that's like backwards, but I'm not. It really says that. What kind of meal is that? After dining on leftover lemon chicken and baked beans, Annette took a hot bath and called it an early night, wondering what tomorrow would bring. Lemon chicken and baked beans? A big bean? Like, why? Dang, they found her vehicle. I'm so confused because wasn't the original girl named Jo Beth or something? So he took care of Jo Beth and then kidnapped Juliet? Oh, there's a piece of clothing sticking out the car's trunk. Dang! Oh no, oh no, oh no. We're 3 chapters in. What? Damn, there's a body in the trunk. Damn! He shoved her own body in her own trunk? Oh, that's terrible. A tire track! We got a clue! We got a clue. We got a clue. Oh, got a clue. Oh. 4 chapters in. There's 17 chapters and an epilogue. So, 13 chapters left. Dang. It sucks that they weren't able to find her alive. Hi.
Hello. Coming in for some. Don't make yourself read.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Behave. The writing is just so weird. 6 chapters. It's Momo-chan. Hamilton showed his teeth. So does that mean he's just smiling with teeth? Like, when I think of that, I'm like, that's not attractive. You know, that's like a growl. The writing is so weird. When Hamilton walked Annette back to her car, the only thing he could think of was wanting to kiss her. It's the first dinner. It wasn't even a date. They're so cheesy. Would it be inappropriate if I kissed you goodbye? Her lashes fluttered. No more than if I kissed you goodbye, she teased him. So let's go for it. Yeah, let's, he concurred wholeheartedly. When did this come out? I really should do my research. This is cheesy as fuck. Their lips fit together like a romantic puzzle and they kissed. It rattled his bones. 40%. 8 chapters. Drink break. Oh, I didn't even open it. He's just so creepy. Like, he's not written romantically. He seems to only have, like, fucking her in mind. Like, if you do decide to put up a tree, I'd love to help you decorate it. Not to mention have a look at the place she called home, especially the primary bedroom. Like, ew, so annoying. 100 pages in, chapter 9. Not quite 50%, but very, very close. A lakefront cabin in town. Like, bro, if you weren't a police officer, everything about you would be sketchy. Everything would be sketchy. Oh my god. god. She's a beautiful woman and an asset to the sheriff's department. 50%. They're the most kissingest law enforcement agents I have ever read. Chapter 10. Shoot, we only got 8 chapters left. Ew. Salivating? You thought salivating was a good choice of words there? Oh, God. Girl, this is not even the second dinner. You don't know anything about this man. Ew. Yeesh. That too turned him on as he slid the dress off, then her underwear, revealing a red-hot body that was toned and taut, with the perfect curves and bends. What is she, a road? What the fuck is this? Ew, he's talking about her toes. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, thank you. No, thank you. Bro, this is god awful. Clearly giving in to the sensations as a prelude to what would come soon enough, he maintained the intensity of enjoying exploring her till Annette grabbed him and said, "Let's come together now." Oh, God. Before working his way atop her, where they were a perfect fit for making love, he moved his face down to hers and they kissed passionately as their bodies merged together and their heartbeats synced. Oh, it's so bad. Oh, it's so bad. They could have just made this a closed door situation. You have not even been waiting that long. Like, we are only 10 chapters in. Y'all didn't even meet until like 3 chapters in. Oh my god, this is like absolute instant and I'm not here for it. I'm not. This is not for me. Ew. Hamilton stroked her face, having practically forgotten about the mustard and brown sugar, glazed salmon, and mashed sweet potatoes he'd prepared. Ew, ew, ew. Ugh, yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Not for me. 2 or 3? In Indiana? Stop messing with me, man. Man, if this ends with that trope, I'm gonna be livid. Livid. I can't. I can't. We definitely don't need another sex scene. Damn, we shooting out of cars now? In Indiana? I guess. Ida? Where are they getting these names? I think that's the most creative part about the whole damn story. Okay, I'm back. Let's pass to this book. Basil wants to come say hi, apparently. No, just kidding. He's after my dinner. No, you can't have my dinner. You can't have it. Thank you. Alright, 65%, 137 pages in. Basil, you cannot have my dinner. I will pet you and I will love you. And you can have some of this internet action, but you cannot have my dinner. Chapter 13. We only have 5 more chapters. So yeah, buddy. He's just so, I don't know, assuming. Like, he, not once has he asked her what she's wanted. It's just, oh, next year I'll be here to help you decorate your tree. Like, oh, you're going to come to dinner with me. Like, that's not romance. That's not attractive. Oh, wasn't successful. This might be how we catch him. 3 more chapters. I feel like these chapters are getting longer. Yes. Yeah, but he could have been driving his own car. She already said that he drives both. Slay it, John. You say hi? Let's say hi. She is not fucking with us, y'all. 81%. We're almost done. Almost done. And on to book 2. Yes! It matches! Now go fucking get him. Bro, what are these names? After Judge Suzanne Manawa's Seastritz approved the search warrant. Annette, Will, and Hamilton went to the apartment. My gosh, that's a lot of drugs. Oh, let's go get him. So the guy y'all looking for is missing. You got all this evidence that this guy did it, but you're home alone and you hear a noise and you're just like, oh, I'm gonna go investigate. Are we serious? Come the fuck on. So annoyed. Took the car an hour ago. She doesn't have to give you an opportunity. If you're with somebody and the other person says, I'm done with this, and leave, that's the end of it. You don't have to sit there and listen to them say, oh, I want you back, or give me another chance. Like, what? Who wrote this? Ew. 2 more chapters. We just hit chapter 17. Not the chin strap beard was not her cup of tea. I doubt my card had my fucking address on it. What's that got to fucking do with me? Boring. This is not for me. 9%. We got 9% left. Freedom is upon us. She don't need you, man. That part, because why would you say that in front of all of her? Like, bruh, this man don't think. That is none of Will's business. I do not like him. Why do we still have 7%? I'm ready for this to be over. Oh, that's so tasteless. Why would you say that to her mother? Bruh, this man don't think. Oh my god. Ugh. Yuck. No! You don't know this man! I cannot! Are you serious? That's a fucking red flag, my guy. Absolutely not. Ew. This is not romantic. Yuck. That is so fast. Ew. You don't even know what kind of, like, jewels she wanted. Like, it's just so gross. Ew, I definitely won't ever look for another book by this author again. That's a no. That's finished. I'm giving it 2 carrots. The romance was absolute shit. I'm probably never going to read another book by this person. And it's a man. I knew it was a man. Oh, I knew it was a man. Absolutely not. On to the next, because this was abominable. Y'all, it was horrible. Oh my god. So essentially, you're following this detective in the sheriff's department of Indiana, and the story starts with them thinking that they have a serial killer, a person running around strangling women with Christmas lights. A mom runs into the department, is like, I can't find my daughter. Turns out that daughter is missing, and that daughter is the niece of the love interest, who is a state trooper. They realize quite quickly that the niece is another victim of the serial killer, and he, even though that should absolutely not be allowed because conflict of interest, he gets put on the case, and together they fall in love hella fucking quickly. They have like 2 dates. They have dinner out, and then they have dinner at his house, and then they have sex twice. And now they're talking about marriage and children. He knows nothing about her. It's so fast. I couldn't even call it insta-love. Like, he literally saw her, and from the moment of seeing her was like, she's gonna be mine. And it was so gross. He made no attempt to be actually interested in anything that she had to say or anything that wasn't surface value. Like, he was so gross. Like, I read a lot of dark romance, and a lot of those guys are red flags, but this guy was an actual red flag. I literally never want to read another book by that author ever again. Oh my god, no. Oh my god, no. Okay. This is Deck the Halls by Mary and Carol Higgins Clark. It's about a kidnapping case. It has 320 pages in it. So it's been a little bit. Let's try and catch up. Like, the month is almost over, the year is almost over, time is flying by. Work has been so busy. Like, literally $2,000 in sales Tuesday, almost $3,000 in sales today. I'm exhausted, but my nails are cute, so I went for like a goth, like Krampus vibe. I've got like little Krampus horns, and I've got little Krampus chains. I love them. I love them so much. And for the last like 3-ish weeks, I've been bouncing around in my head a little Krampus tattoo. I don't know why. I don't actually have an obsession with Krampus. I enjoy him as like a character, but like, you know, I don't know where this came from, but I'm like obsessed. I've been thinking about like how to draw it, what part of my body I'm gonna put it on. Like, I'm ready for a Krampus tattoo. And I'm like, it's the holidays, you don't really want a Krampus tattoo, but it's been there for 3 weeks. It's been bouncing around in my head for 3 weeks. So I'm probably gonna get a Krampus tattoo. But let's catch up because we have been reading. So the last thing that I finished was a graphic novel. It's called Beneath the Trees Where No One Sees, or something to that effect. I'll put it up here. But it's essentially about a bear who's a serial killer, and she kills in the city so that she is separate from her home, and her home is this little like tight-knit community of animals that like live human lives. Like, they've got businesses, they teach, stuff like that. Well, she comes home and one of the citizens inside the little town is murdered, like gruesomely, like hung up, strung up. Like, for it to look as adorable as it did, the kills were graphic. And it turns out that there's a serial killer in this little town that she lives in, determined to get her attention because they know she's a serial killer. So just to figure out who the serial killer is, stop them from killing people and fucking it up. And I know she's a serial killer, and you know she's not a good person, but I freaking loved Sam, and the story was so good. The mystery, like trying to figure out who the serial killer was and how she was gonna stop them, like, is magnificent. It was magnificent. And I read it on my Kobo. The colors were amazing. I had a great time. I think I gave it 5 carrots. I'm working on a few. I'm currently working on Cocaine Blues. I'm 43% through that, so I am zooming. Originally, I was only a couple of pages in. And I'm also working on Murder at the Brightwell on audio by Ashley Weaver, and I'm 80% into that. So I'm probably going to finish that either tonight or tomorrow, and then that'll be 1 book down. Yeah, because my goal is to finish 2 books this week and 2 books next week, almost to the end. So yeah, today is Wednesday, so I'm hoping to be zooming through these books. I have 13 days to see what I can complete and round out that reading score. I have already completed my reading goal. It was 70 for the year, and I'm almost at 170. I think I would like to get to 170. I feel like that would be a good ending point, whether or not I finish the 24 for 24 or not. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been reading. I stopped by the library, and they had one of the arcs that I wanted. Isn't it pretty? Look how thick it is, though. My life. And then Beneath the trees where you can't see or something like that kind of got me going on another set of graphic novels binge. So I picked up some graphic novels. I saw this online. It wasn't available at the library digitally, so I got it physically. But this is written by Pete Wentz. And if you don't know who that is, he's from Fall Out Boy. So I automatically had to pick this up. I'm hoping that I like it. The art doesn't look too bad, so... Was that a black girl? Hey, we got black girls. Okay. Already off to a good start. While I was in the list, I also saw Full Shift. This is about a werewolf. Looks great. Also black girl? Oh, we're fucking winning. We're fucking winning. 2 for 2? Okay. And then this one is called Camp Spirits. And I think this is about a camp full of like a camp full of supernatural creatures. So I'm excited. So I got those. I'm reading those. I haven't really been reading anything outside of the list, just because I've been kind of focusing on that. But with the new year so close, I'm probably just gonna start some new things. I bought some things to liven up my office. I hooked up some more lights. As you can see, it's brighter behind me. Those are Christmas lights that I hooked up and wound around my office. And then I also picked up coffin light. And it's in my colors, pink and yellow, so I'm very excited. And then I also picked up some cathedral windows, but they're a mirror and they have a light around them. And I'm going to set those up and show you a little later. But yeah, I've basically just been kind of redecorating. I got a new desk so that I can like spread out my space and work a little bit more efficiently, comfortably, because I like this desk, but I am a cluttery kind of person. I need my things around me in order for me to be productive, because it needs to be in my line of sight. So I figure another desk will give me more space to clutter and hopefully allow me to clear out a space that I can like write, type up my books, stuff like that. I think that's everything. So I will pop in again soon, probably to wrap up the year. But yeah, bye.
And that.
Who's going? The second roll.
Oh, you're.
For the red rats.
This is discarded. Okay. If you have an arsenic where you...
Oh my god. Popping in real quick rundown of what I read from the library, because one of these books has to go back today and I'm on my way out to take it there. So I just hit 181 books for the year, and here's what I've read. So of the physicals that I have, I'm going to talk about these 4. First one I'm going to talk about is Mr. Villain's Day Off. This is written by Yu Morikawa. It's a manga about the leader of a super evil entity from another planet come to destroy humanity and take over the world. However, this manga is really about what he does on his days off. On his days off, all he wants to do is chill. He doesn't want to interact with people that he knows. He doesn't want to interact with the Rangers tasked with stopping his takeover of the universe. He just wants to spend time exploring the earth, learning about its animals, and enjoying pandas. It's so cute. It's all about self-care. I had so much fun. I was so sad the library only had 1 volume because it was so cute. I gave this 5 carats. The next thing that I finished is called Chibi Usagi and the Attack of the Heebie-Chibis by Julie and Stan Sakai. And if this looks familiar, this is essentially a children's version of Usagi Yojimbo and his friends in chibi form in a kid-friendly adventure. This is so freaking cute. On a day when they're fishing for freshwater eels, they come across these clay creatures called dogu, and they are being enslaved by an evil salamander king. So they tell him that they will help him, And then the adventure starts. The art is so freaking cute. Like, I had a blast. I think I gave this 4 carats. And the next thing I finished is Play It Cool Guys by Kokone Nada. I finished volume 1. And this is about 4 guys who are so goofy that they're cool, essentially. Like, things that should be simple aren't. Like, one guy wins the game but has his jersey inside out. The other guy is listening to, like, super, like, bubblegum pop music but forgot to plug in his headphones so everybody on the train knows. Stuff like that. It's just a little, like, slice of life. It's so cute, though. I gave this 4.5 carats. And the entire reason that we're even here is that I needed to take this book back. And I hadn't read it, so I sat down and I read it. And that is The Death of Nancy Drew. It's a Nancy Drew and Hardy Boys noir by Anthony Del Cole and Joe Eisma. This is the entire series. This collects Death of Nancy Drew issues 1 through 6. I gave this a 3. The gist was cool, but I wasn't a fan of the execution. The mystery was very, very, like, boilerplate, and then I was not a fan of the art. A lot of it looks, like, unfinished, and I've just seen better Nancy Drew art. So the art did not help its case, and the story, like I said, was boilerplate. Essentially, Nancy is coming off the high of solving a underground criminal organization in River Heights called the Syndicate, and while everybody else thinks that the story is over, Nancy is absolutely certain that there's more to it. She starts pushing people away, and then due to a car accident, she passes. And Frank and Joe Hardy are in River Heights. Joe is absolutely certain that it was murder, and he sets out to prove it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So those are the last 4 books that I finished. I have more to talk to you about, but these are the physicals that have to go back to the library, so I gotta hide out of here. And it's like a day before Christmas, so Merry Christmas. Welcome back! So, we're in the last couple of days until the new year. I am just getting back home from stopping by Barnes & Noble's 30% off hardcover book sale. So in order to make room for that, and because I'm probably not going to read anything else that I own before the end of the year, seeing as it's in like 3 days, I am ready to finish books of 2024. So hang out with me while I talk to you about these books, and then we'll put them away and we'll put our new books up on the shelf, and maybe we'll even think about some of the things that we want to read for January. Let's get started. So I finished so far, because there is still a couple of days left, I finished 185 books in the year of 2024. And of those books, I own 25 of them. And I know for a fact that of this 25, I bought at least 5 this year. So don't think, oh, that's great, because I cheated like a motherfucker. One of the goals for 2025 is to read at least 20 books that I own. Get them off these shelves, get them finished, either into my permanent collection or off to Pango. That's the goal for the year, 2025. So, just a quick run through. I finished First to Die by James Patterson. I didn't like it. I finished Master of Jen by P. Djeli Clark. I loved it. It became part of my personality. I finished Masters of Death by Alavie Blake. This actually was the first book that I finished this year that I owned, and I absolutely loved it, and it was one of the favorites for 2024. The next book I finished is The Invocations by Crystal Sutherland, also a favorite for 2024, and the rebirth of my interest in fantasy. The reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson. Miss Jackson can do no wrong. I have liked all of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, including the prequel. I ate this down. She did the damn thing. The only thing left, 5 Survive. This was also a favorite for 2024. The next book is Where Sleeping Girls Lie by Farida Abiki Iyamidi. I did not like this book. This was a book club pick, and it just was not for me. The next thing that I finished was These Deadly Prophecies by Andrea Tang. Also a book club pick. It was okay, but not great. The next on the list are books 1 and 2 of the Evander Mills series, Lavender House and The Bell in the Fog. I enjoyed both of these. And the reason I read them in succession was so that I could read the third one, because I received the ARC from NetGalley, and I loved all 3 of them. The third one was definitely my favorite, though. I read 3 Nancy Drews this year. Pure Poison, Cutting Edge, and Most Likely to Die. Most Likely to Die was my favorite. Then I did my childhood-a-thon, and I read The Dark Stairs and Dead Letter by Betsy Byers as part of the Herculia Jones series. And I finally finished this book series from my childhood. I finished Persephone, Hades' Torment by Alison Shaw. Yes, it is still wrapped, but my bestie Chanel had a copy, and it was so pristine. I read it while she was doing my hair, and I literally read it like this, because I did not want to crease her spine. So this has been completed. And it's probably going to go up on Pango. Completely unopened and unwrapped. I'm just saying. Next thing was some poetry. I read Artemis Made Me Do It by Trista Mateer. I didn't like this as much as Aphrodite Made Me Do It, but I did like it. Next one is The Golden Spoon by Jessa Maxwell. It was okay. Not great. Graveyard Shift by M.L. Rio. I expected this to be 5 carats. I expected this to be on my 2024 favorites. I did not like it as much as I thought I would, and I'm so sad about it. So let's stop talking about it. That's Not My Name by Megan Lally. I absolutely love this. She ate down. Like, she did so well. The plotting, the pacing, the concern. Like, I was in the last 40 pages waiting for a doctor's appointment, and they double checked my heart rate because it was elevated because of this book. It was so good, y'all. Neon Gods by Katie Robert. I love Katie Robert as an author. I like Persephone and Hades, but I do not think I'm going to continue the series. So that means the other 3 books that I have will all be up on Pango shortly. Time Bomb by Joelle Charbonneau was, I believe, the first buddy read of the year. It wasn't bad. The Taking of Jake Livingston by Ryan Douglas. Been on my list for a very, very, very long time. Finally finished it. It was okay. Wasn't a huge fan. The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This was a buddy read. It was immaculate. 5 carats. I devoured it in a single day. In a single day, I read the entire thing. Went out and bought the series. So, definitely one of my favorites for 2024. Here Lies a Bitch by Cody Crawley. Fucking loved this. 5 carats, no notes, perfection. She already has another book about to come out, I think in 2026, and I'm already got my eye on it. If you're looking for an arc, girl, I'm your girl. I'm your girl. It was so good. This is on my favorites for 2024. And finally, Don't Let the Forest In by C.G. Drews. Also on the 2024 favorites. It was immaculate, beautiful, poignant, my heart, words, descriptions, amazement. It was so good. It was so good. I think it's interesting that there are only two of them. Only two of them are strictly mystery thriller. Almost all of these are fantasy. So I don't know. Maybe I can be a fantasy girly if there's a mystery aspect? I don't know. I'm learning so many things about my reading taste this year. This is what's going on the favorites shelf for 2024. And now that that's done, I can show you what I got from Barnes & Noble because they're amazing. So they had a sale on their hardcovers. I only got hardcovers. I got 5 novels and spent $88 thanks to the sale. The first book that I picked up, I've been back and forth on for a while, and that's A Study in Drowning by Ava Reed. Look at this edition, y'all. Oh my god. Y'all. And I've been back and forth on wanting to read it and whether I'm going to get to it this year, and it was on sale. I bought it. It's The Turning Glass by Gareth Rubin. Look at this beautiful cover, y'all. You ready? Are you ready? And this is a crime novel blurbed by the Stuart Turton. I read The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle last year. Absolutely loved it, fell in love. He blurbed it, I'm gonna read it. The next book we picked up by Rachel Gilling, The Shepherd King Duology. I picked up the special editions. Oh my god, look at that on camera! I picked up One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns. This is the hardcover Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, and I picked up 1 and 2. Like, y'all, the covers are immaculate. Oh my god. Oh my god. And then, of course, we had to go to Half Price Books. So, the last thing I got from Barnes & Noble is An Academy for Liars by Alexis Henderson. Dark Academia at its finest. I've been wanting to read this for forever. Everything was on sale. It was in hardcover. They had a really pretty version with no like bumps, creases, or dents. So I bought it. And then we finished up our shopping trip at Half Price Books. And I picked up Foul Lady Fortune and Foul Heart Heartsman by Chloe Gong. These are fantasy mysteries set in like 20s Shanghai. 1930 in Shanghai. And they're just in really, really good condition. I've always wanted to read these. They were like $8 a piece. I wasn't going to leave them on the shelf. They had them, so I bought them. So these are all of the books that I have added to the collection. I am going to spend the rest of 2024 taking photos and scanning in the books that I own so that my library is updated. And then I am gonna start 2025 fresh. I don't think that I'm going to do any like heavy TBRs. I'm just gonna stick to hopefuls unless I'm getting like a group of books together to read. But yeah, I just want to read. I just want to enjoy my time. I want to worry less and live more. And that's the goal. That's the goal for 2025. You're probably going to see me maybe one more time before the end of the year just to wrap everything up. And then we'll have a super fresh start for 2025. I'm Gabs. This is the Inkbunnie. And I'll see you next time. Sleuth out. Hi. It is the last day of the year. It's 12:31 at 7:31 p.m. It's the last day of 2024. And I finished some more books. Now, this is going to be the last thing that I film for 2024 and put into this vlog. If I do happen to finish any more books before the clock strikes midnight, that'll be a different video because I want to enjoy the rest of 2024. I got sick. Boy Wonder got sick. We were rough for a couple of days. I wound up having to go into work on an off day. Like, I just want to relax and enjoy the rest of my 2024. So, this is the last thing that I'm going to film. I'm here to talk about some of the books that I read and get into it. So, I don't have the physical of Dying Inside, but I do believe that I talked a little bit about what it was about when I first got it. I wound up giving it 5 carrots. I absolutely loved it. It's essentially, trigger warning, about a girl who wants to commit suicide. So she buys this pretty knife offline, and when she goes to kill herself, it doesn't work, and she winds up becoming immortal. Like, she continues to try different devices, different things like that, and she's still alive. So she goes to find the person that sold her the knife, realizes that that person is a witch, and then the witch is like, oh, well, let's see if we can, like, undo it. And then the story snowballs from there. It was really cute. I really liked it. I thought it had a great message. The art was stellar, and it featured Liv, who was a feminine black girl. Like, so many times black women are presented as very, very masculine, like strong black women and so forth and so on. It was cool to see a strong feminine black girl. The next thing I finished was Cult of the Lamb 1, 2, and 3. I've played the game. So the first issue was like, it didn't really do anything for me because I knew the story. But issues 2 and 3 really, like, me hooked. Like, who's gonna betray the lamb? And the art is magnificent. I'll put some pictures here. I read it on my Kobo. The colors and everything look amazing. The next things that I read were All Tied Up, Investigators. I finally got around to reading this, which is perfect because the new one is out and it just came in, so I can just hop from this straight into that one. This one is about a cruise ship that goes missing and a ghost trying to collect something that is due him. It's pretty great, actually. It's very Scooby-Doo-esque. I gave this one 5 carrots. It was a great time. After that, I moved on to its spin-off series, Agents of Suit, and this one features Cilantro the Chameleon. I did not like this one as much as I liked the other ones, but it was still enjoyable. I gave it a 3.5. Essentially, Cilantro is having trouble blending in with the rest of her suit cohorts because her technology does not match her powers. And she gets sent to a different department called the Other Department, and it's just very vague, and then she starts to solve a huge mission that has to do with, like, a spaceship. Not spoilers because it's on the back of the book. It's great. I liked it. 3.5. The next book that I finished was Sir Ladybug and the Queen Bee, which is book 2. This was the book that I didn't have. I had to get it physically because I was able to get book 1 and 3 on Kindle. And in this one, he meets a mean queen bee that he has to outwit. It's so freaking cute. Like, Sir Ladybug has a special place in my heart, okay? I gave this one 3.5 carrots because I feel like the story just kind of fell off. There wasn't really a conclusion, but I did still like a lot of it. The next thing that I read was Endlessly Ever After, which is a choose your own adventure. It took me a few minutes to figure out exactly how it worked, but once I got into it, it was an enjoyable adventure. I gave it 4 carrots. And then the last book that I read was Sir Ladybug and the Bookworms. It's book 3 in the series. It's the last one. It came out in 2022, so I don't think there's any more. But essentially, Sir Ladybug gets visited and is informed that one of his library books is due. And if he doesn't get it to the library by the end of the day, it'll be overdue. So it's all about an adventure for him to go and get his book back to the library, but Sir Ladybug's job is to help bugs, and it seems like a lot of bugs needed help that day. There are bugs here, bugs there, bugs everywhere, and he's really worried he's not going to get his book back in time, and it's just the adventure of him doing that. I gave that one 5 carrots. The comedy was on point, and it was so flippin' cute. So freaking cute. Oh my god, I loved it. So, those are the books that I finished up. It's the last day of the year. I'm probably gonna sit down and read a little bit more because I went to the library and got, like, I wanna say I probably picked up about 30 books. So see, what happened was I was looking through my TBR and saw a bunch of graphic novels, and I was like, oh, I can see if those are available, and none of them were available digitally. So then I went to the library's website and all of them were available for me to put on hold. So then I put them on hold, expecting like a few to come in at a time, read them, send them back, all that good jazz. Well, everything came in at one time. Basil being Basil. Basil. Basil, basil, basil. Okay, so I literally went to the library. I had my own shelf. I'm like walking around with like a giant pile of books because I brought 2 bags and it wasn't enough to carry all the books to my car. So I've got quite a bit of reading material for the next few days. I have the rest of today off. I have today off, I have tomorrow off, and I don't go back to work until Thursday. So hopefully I'll be able to get a decent amount of reading done. This is Gabs. This will be the last time that you see me before 2025. So thanks so much for hanging out with me. I hope your 2024 was stellar, and I hope we all survive 2025. Sleuth out!